everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I am here with Gretta Monahan, who is the owner of Gretta Lux, Gretta Cole, and G Spa, as well as the author of Style Makes the Professional Gal and a lifestyle expert who regularly appears on Review and also Lauren Begley, who is the store's buyer and manager, and Leah Ali, who is a consultant. And we're all here to talk to you about how to have a successful career in fashion. And we found that it's a fine balancing act between pivoting trends and staying relevant and also staying true to style, your aesthetic, and your client needs. So with that being said, I'll let Gretta take it away.
Hey, everybody. So glad to be here. Thank you so much, Abby. And thanks to my team, my amazing team, Leah Ali and Lauren Begley. We would be nowhere without these guys. And for us, it takes a village of women. That's what we do. Thank you to Boston Magazine for inviting us to share in this. I think there's never been a time where getting together, collaborating, sharing experiences matters more. So I'm really delighted and honored to share ours. A little bit from me, from a founder's perspective. I started over 25 years ago. A seed of an idea started in college, or a seed of an inspiration. I was at FIT in New York City in the design program, fashion design program, which, my entire sort of young life, I always thought that was my ultimate, fashion career and destination. And I loved the program, but what really was a turning point was, just my side jobs in editorial, having a high touch exposure, working with people and collaborating with other experts in a head to toe styling moment. It just felt like such high impact. And it felt extremely satisfying to me. And I guess from that moment on, I was always trying to replicate that feeling and really, try to figure out how I could put the pieces together to, be in that kind of work for the rest of my days. So, sometimes I think for me and for many others, we talk about how it's really the passion and really this kind of spark of falling in love with something and your work that really ends up kind of being the business plan that you follow. And when you do, you're happy for a long, long time. Like I said, it's over, I'm not going to tell you exactly how many years, but it's well over 25 years. We're getting up there. I'm getting up there. And I'm still loving it and feeling as challenged as ever. In the early days, I felt like, first of all, the beauty side of the business was very compelling, very intimate, very, just this sense of empowering women. I don't think in those days, it really sort of seemed like that was the driver for me. But I think that ultimately, every time I came in contact with someone and was able to have this transformation process through clothes and beauty, I just had this incredibly good feeling. So little by little, started our first store in Wellesley, Mass. It was a salon, and founded it with my best friend, Nicole Leone. And little by little, we met other experts that, basically wanted to work the way we wanted to work, which was not like a factory and not, kind of push them in and push them out the door, but to really consult and transform every woman, unveiling their best and brightest beauty potential. And, at that moment, I was still styling on the side. I was still taking courses on the side in design as I was transitioning, but found myself in an entrepreneurial moment. I really thought that, our salon would stay 2 or 3 people. It would be very, very small, and hoped eventually that I would be able to do head to toe styling, from hair to makeup to skin consultation. But at that time, it was a real dream. Quicker than I could have ever imagined, we met more incredible experts and artists like ourselves who were kind of, looking for something different, wanted to work in a place where they, really could take the time and the care to hone their craft and also, be able to put the entire woman together, if you will, not just do a piece of it here and there. And so that pushed the business to expand. It really wasn't any idea that I had to be a certain size or have multiple stores at that moment, but it did cause authentic growth that just happened. We are 20, like I said, 25 years post now and counting. I'm so proud of the business that we've built. What would I say is the biggest difference? I know Abby set us up to really get to the pivots and the changes. I think for sure, the biggest reason we have remained successful is because we definitely look to our consumer, our community, for how they're evolving in their lifestyle and their needs and in the attention and quality that they really want to get from us. The other thing that's very, very important right now, of course, is that post-pandemic, everything has changed. We all were put into, anyone running a brick and mortar specialty store with an in-store experience or multiple was suddenly challenged with how to communicate with their audience, with their community, with their client base remotely. And I know for me, I struggled deeply with that because my entire career has been filled with hugs and touch and changing people. A very, very, very intimate job, spending a whole lot more than 10 or 15 minutes on a FaceTime call. We spend hours talking about people's lives, their calendars, their upcoming events, their business life, everything. We spend time in people's closets. We spend hours in the salon making sure that we bring out the best in people. So just on a whole, I think that was really polarizing for me as a founder. We all know that the digital age was coming, and we were all slowly making sure that we were birthing that part of our business. But I can tell you that the biggest change for me was aligning myself and recruiting incredible women to take that over, whom you will meet now, and take the lead on that in the areas that I was extremely weak and unknowing. So I am, without further ado, going to introduce you to Leah Ali. She has completely founded my digital business. She basically saved the day when myself and the rest of the team, you're going to meet Lauren Begley, who was the first person back in our stores, and the first person sitting there, together, they really found a way to communicate and connect with our current clients. And it's opened up such an incredible door and change for us as a business. So, I want to make sure you guys get some time with them. And thank you, Boston Magazine. I'm going to pass it over to Leah next, and then you will meet Lauren. Leah's going to tell you all about our digital marketing, what she founded on that, and also how she continues to evolve and communicate today, and hopefully share some learnings.
Thank you, Greta. So nice to be here with you today. I'm Leah, and I got some experience on Instagram pretty early on. I grew a social media following pretty organically, and it was at a time when it was pretty easy to do so just by being really active in the app and posting a lot. And I was doing that for fun as a quote unquote, style and beauty influencer. At the time, I was working in a completely different field. I was working in the energy industry and then fintech. So in two spaces I wasn't as passionate about. When I realized that what I had been doing for fun on Instagram could help businesses cultivate stronger relationships with their clients and also potentially reach new clients. And I thought that was a really interesting opportunity in space. So for a variety of reasons, I ultimately went back for my MBA in marketing, and because I wanted to apply those learnings in the fashion and beauty space and in an industry that I was actually passionate about. So Greta and I had connected over the years when I approached her about working together. And fortunately for me, she was, thinking about getting into the digital space and really kind of expanding her online footprint. And so she had a need for it. So we got to work. And when I joined the team, Greta Lux and Greta Cole were just iconic in Wellesley and Boston and beyond, but they were brick and mortar locations, and they were thriving at what they did. They were just amazing. The local clients loved coming into the store. They loved shopping. They loved touching and feeling fabrics, cultivating relationships with our stylists, like Lauren, who you'll meet. And it was a really unique, very personal experience that I loved being a part of. But what I noticed was that Greta's network was really big. And she was also serving clients, all over the country, who were working really closely with our stylists. They were trading pictures, they were giving feedback about sizing. And it really just felt like the natural next step was to build a website. And this was at a time where, we weren't relying on online sales at all whatsoever. So the website was very new, and it was really just the central platform, this hub where we could showcase to our clients, everything we had in store. And it would kind of facilitate some of those relationships with our longer distance clients. Worked really hard at getting the website up and running and optimizing it and making sure it looked good. And then, last year, it really became essentially mission critical to have a strong online presence with everything that we went through. So fortunately, we were in a good spot at that point. And we continued to grow our audience. And we were getting sales from not only across the country, but around the world, which was really cool to see that we were growing our audience. And so as we continue to try new things, try new different social media strategies, try new different email marketing strategies, we noticed something really cool. We started serving our local audience better. And I know, Abby, you kind of mentioned this, kind of walking this fine line between having this personal touch with our local audience and then also reaching new clients. And we, of course, our local clientele, they love coming to the store. They love the personalized touch that Gretta has cultivated. And, that's really who she is. She mentioned she's all about hugs and relationships and long conversations. But now our local clients could preview online and they could pre-shop. So they could kind of see what we had in store already from Instagram, from Facebook, and from our website, which was really cool. One of my favorite stories to tell is that we had this occasional client. She would come in once a year, twice a year. She was not a regular by any means, but she was local. And one day she came in after we launched a really big sale, and she had her phone out and she had screenshotted every single item that she wanted to try on. And she already knew what the pieces were, if we had them in her size, because it was on our website. And she just went in and asked the stylist, where can I find these in store? I want to try them on. And so since she had already kind of pre-shopped, it saved our team so much time because we didn't have to go through, this is what we have on sale, this is our new arrivals. She knew everything. She knew the whole store basically at that point. And so, she tried on what she wanted to try on, and she ended up making a few purchases. But we realized this is a huge opportunity to kind of pre-sell to our clients and have them get really familiar with what we had in store. And so that was really eye-opening for us because we kind of went into this online space thinking, we wanted to serve new clients. We wanted to have a farther reach, but it ended up kind of having this twofold benefit where we were really, helping and creating better relationships with our local clientele as well. So, we were selling directly on Instagram, being able to have that sticker attached to shop was huge for us and it really helped us grow. But having the pre-shop ability and the preview to see the merchandise was truly, I think, a game changer for us. And so from there, we really were able to work on cultivating those relationships online. And I think something that was a challenge for us was being able to present the brand, which is so personal and so just warm and inviting, and to being able to translate that into the online space, which I think is a challenge because online can feel foreign. It can feel, you can feel like you don't really know these people, or you don't really know who is Gretta Lux to someone in another state. They don't necessarily know. But I think being able to have social media where things are a little bit raw and more real gave us the opportunity to cultivate these real personal relationships. And if you think about it, everyone has a screen in their hand, if we're being honest, 24/7. So that's a huge opportunity to really get in front of someone. And if we can get in front of our ideal clientele and really make them feel like a friend and that we are here to actually be their personal stylist, which we are, it's a huge opportunity. And so over the last couple of years, we've really honed in on that social media strategy, doing, Instagram lives, weekly unboxings, virtual try-ons where we try on the clothes and our clients and potential clients can see, how the clothing are looking on real bodies versus, the runway models where they're seeing the pictures of. So it's a really cool way for us to connect, and DM and chat with our clients. And we realized that the personal kind of brand identity that Gretta has cultivated can be translated online. It was challenging at first, but I think it's all about how you kind of approach it. And if you just stay true to the brand values and the core principles that, that the brand was founded on and that Gretta has really kind of ingrained into our community, it was doable. And I think we did it. And over the last 2 years, especially, I think we've come such a long way, and it's been really cool to be a part of and really cool to witness. And so with that, I think I want to introduce you to Lauren Begley, who is our head buyer and who is really kind of the identity behind Gretta Lux in the store. She curates the store and it's so beautiful, and she has really kind of cultivated this personal relationship with so many of the clients, even before we had this very strong digital presence. And Lauren is, the face really and who our clients think of when they come in. So with that, I will pass it off to you, Lauren.
Thank you, Leah. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. It's so nice to be here representing this iconic store that is behind me. Just a quick little bit of background. It really comes down to how kind of Gretta and I originally met, which was I had been working in the finance department for private equity for about 8 years. I was in New York City at Blackstone and then had transferred to basically Boston and moved up here and started working at Bain Capital. And I loved and knew of Gretta Cole, her iconic salon, and that's where I would go to get my services. So just pure kismet. One day I was lucky enough to meet Gretta, and just Gretta and her energy, as everyone knows, she was just like, take a leap, like come work for me. And
I begged you. You're gorgeous. You have so much style. You've got to do this.
And that was almost 9 years ago. So I've been with the company full time 8 years, and I've loved every second of it. As everybody knows, you'll always find me here any which way, even through the pandemic. I had to be here. I had to be here for our clients and our customers. And it's just such a part of who I am. And so I started here, like almost 9 years ago, part-time, came on full-time 8 years ago. And I've been kind of working with some amazing people here, and I've gotten to be really involved in the buying. And that's just been such a critical part, I think, of our selling process. And what has made Gretta Lux so unique and I think so successful is that our small team is doing the buying and also the selling. So when we go out to all these fabulous designers and, get to see all these beautiful pieces, we are thinking of the customer. And I'm literally saying, I've got, somebody for my size 2, I've got someone for my size 12, and with that, when that piece comes in, it literally triggers to me, oh my gosh, I have to call them. I'm so excited for them because I can actually in my brain envision this item on them and where they're going to go, how they're going to be fabulous in it, how they're going to bring it to life. And so that's really kind of what I think is ingratiated in the fabric of Gretta Lux, is that we are constantly thinking of that customer. We know everything about her. We know about her charity events. We know about her children's events. We know about big milestones in her life. And so because we are so entrusted with all these major milestones and important events, we want to make sure that we're fully covering them head to toe. And I think that's really what is the ethos behind Gretta, is that, she curates that whole full look from, hair to makeup to what outfit you're wearing. And in order to feel fully fabulous, but fully you, to the, the best and the biggest and the brightest of your capacity. So, I always joke and say, like, especially to anyone that we bring on to our team, it's like, what would Jesus do? What would Greta do? So everything I do is like, I'm an extension of her because she can't be in store all the time. So I'm always thinking about how we should be treating the customer in any situation, how we should be treating kind of the brand, because it's critical, and is, I think, what has been the reason behind her success for 25 plus years, is just always putting the customer first, always putting the customer first, always putting the customer first. So, and I think a big part of that too is just Greta's philanthropy. And so we are so involved and care so much about, major philanthropic, events, and making sure that we are so involved with the community and things that are really important to our customer base. So that's also, I think, a testament to Greta, and what is so important to the store brand as well is that, we'll throw fashion shows for, events, and we will do big major donations and shopping nights, and just anything that we can do to help service our customers outside of the store as well. And so that's just another facet of things that we do here that, once again, always make the customer feel special and unique and feel like they're just like a big hug when they come in. Something that I always say, and I think that's been just like, ingratiated as well through everyone that's worked here, is that, the price point can be sometimes a little intimidating. And so anyone that works here is not allowed to be intimidating. So when you walk in, I just want to have a conversation with you. I want to catch up. I want to have a cup of coffee. How are you doing? I'm not here to like push anything, but at the same time, like I'm really excited something came in. I'm probably going to show you it because I'm just obsessed with it. So there's nothing intimidating about the people that work here. We come in, we have a big smile on our face. We welcome you the moment you're in here. We're happy to help in any capacity, but also we're not going to be too overbearing. So that's something that's really important to anyone that works in the store, is that anybody's welcome. And, you can buy a pair of jeans, you can buy a t-shirt, and you can just hang out and chat. So that's also something that I think is unique to us as well. And then, just talking about pivoting with retail, this last 18 months have been, definitely interesting, to put lightly. It's been, critical for us to be online. And so with that, I've had the real fun experience of being caught up on Instagram and TikTok, which is not really something that is typical for me as a 30-something-year-old. But luckily, we have some great young energy here who have been fabulous with, staying and maintaining on top of all of that, along with Leah's brilliance with the online retail space. So we've definitely upped our game with, Instagram lives, with real time showing things as they're coming in store, so that people feel like they are physically here, even if they're not comfortable to be physically here yet. And that's something that we've definitely had to kind of like learn really quickly because of the pandemic. But I think it's actually something that was so necessary and is going to stay with us going forward, even as we come out of this pandemic. I love the Insta Lives. I actually really look forward to doing them on a weekly basis. And I've been out on maternity leave and I've just missed it so much. So you'll be seeing a lot more of that. But basically what we do is we do a weekly roundup. So we talk about what's coming in for the store that week that you can pre-shop or pre-sale, any kind of fun events that you could even stop by and check out, or that you can check out virtually, because something that's been really important to Greta is like, if it's going to be happening in store, we should be doing it virtually as well. We should make anybody that is outside of the Boston area feel just as welcomed as the people that are here and are able to come into store. So a perfect example is we're going to be having a in-store selling event, to update your fall wardrobe. And that capsule collection is going to be available online on our website, gretta.co, as well, so that anybody that can't be in store can also shop it immediately. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of coordinate with an Insta Live to just kind of walk through the amazing pieces, to show how we're styling them. It's going to be the same service that I'd be giving you if you were to walk into the store. So that's something that's definitely new from the pandemic, but it's something that I think is critical to retail in general, especially if you're trying to grow and expand your audience outside of the brick and mortar location. And so you just have to kind of be game to kind of put your face out there and, and do what you do any day in store, but just do it to probably a bit of a bigger audience now that we're officially over 10,000 followers, which is really exciting. And so that's been really fun as well. So, that's been a big pivot. I think the other big pivot that I would mention is that with the brick and mortar location, I've done a lot more curated pulls and a lot of dropping off and picking up. That's been something that has been critical to the success of the business during the pandemic. And I think that that's something that our customers have now become accustomed to and have really enjoyed, that kind of, one-on-one service. So that's something that we'll definitely continue with as well, where basically what I'm doing is I'm doing a pull from the store based on my customer, my client, because I know them so well. And I am doing a drop off and then hopping on either FaceTime or a Zoom or just texting in real time to say, walk me through what you think, what's working, what's not working, how are we styling it? Oh my gosh, you have 75 beige boots, you don't need another one, like that kind of thing. So that's been a lot more interactive, but it's been really helpful for me because I can do it from anywhere. I can do it while I'm in store. I can do it while I'm at home. So I've been able to really constantly be in communication with my customer base, regardless of whether or not I'm in store with them. So that's something I also think that's critical to the business and something new in retail that we're going to continue to see. And that's pretty much it from me. So I can't thank you guys enough. And I guess I'll give it back to Gretta.
Thank you so much. I just want to highlight a couple of things that both Leah and Lauren put so perfectly, is that I was really overwhelmed and afraid and inexperienced in the digital side. Leah led us to understand that whatever special goes on, the special amazing things that make Gretta Lux iconic as a brick and mortar business and make the team and make the experience so outstanding that people come from all around, we need to find that special and sync it up with our digital and platform offerings. I want to kind of summarize that for you, for people who are entrepreneurs, because I got to tell you, it took me a while. She had to really work me and get me, and she had to really get me into it. It was hard for me to understand that. I looked at it like two different worlds, and the online and digital and the the phone in our hand. I just didn't feel it. I didn't understand. Sorry guys, I'm in New York, so you're gonna hear some noise. Anyway, so I wanted to make sure I highlight that. And then Lauren took this and she basically put it all to work on the store floor, but simultaneously, which is really difficult, guys, for those of us who've been in the industry a long time, but less difficult for the new generation of fashion stylists and fashion entrepreneurs. So I say, make all of it work for you. Really make sure you have a diverse business. It's really important. Mature people, young people, women who've, had different backgrounds. As you can see, Lauren's in finance. She keeps us organized. She's amazing. But I want to say, I think that is the most valuable two things to take from this conversation and from my teammates, is that that's how it came to be. I took a lot of training as a founder. I had to be open to new talent coming in and really, really sharing their expertise, being fully collaborative, which is for all of those rigid owners out there. You got to open up your heart and your doors. You do so much better when you invite everybody in and say, give me your very best. This is also your place to shine and your place to add value. People really love that. Then everyone enjoys the entrepreneurial opportunities. And then on the other side, it's taking a chance. And we say it to each other all the time. Lauren's like, I want to try this. I want to do a digital event that's only digital. Or Leah will say, this is really important right now. This is something that's happening and people want answers and they want to engage on skincare. It's just, people are really confused about these new ingredients. We need to talk about that. Or, everybody heard that the bootleg jean is out. You can't wear it anymore. Or skinny, it's over. What does the Gretta Lux glam team think? they're dressing celebrities, they're dressing people. They want everyone to feel like a VIP because that's what we're about. So I hope this has helped everyone. I hope that you've enjoyed meeting my incredible team. Abby, thank goodness, is part of our team now too, and she brings so much experience. So I thank you for giving us this time and sharing and letting us share our story. And we're still in it, and we're going to continue to change and evolve every day. And I hope we get this chance to talk again. Thank you. Back to you, Abby.
Thank you so much, everyone. That was so exciting and wonderful. I mean, I even just learned that conversation. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And we are going to have a booth in the marketplace. So if you want to pop by and ask us any questions, that would be lovely to see you again. Thank you so much.